Welcome to the Women's Global Empowerment Network. I am so honored to be here again. I'm Dr. T with Ify Ubah Madu. She is an actress. I mean, oh my goodness, things are out all over the place. I had my husband in here as we were setting it up on the Prime thing, trying to connect, doing all of that. I finally had the opportunity to view the short film that you made, the documentary, and so I'm loving it. And we're going to add that to the network as well. We're going to put it on one of the channels, and so I was really liking that. I wanted to wait until I had the opportunity to really look at it rather than say, okay, she did a thing. No, a lot of people do that, but that's just like kind of skimming. I didn't want to do that. Ify is such a wonderful, loving, nice, giving person that strives daily to help others. And I just really appreciate her. She and we've been on this journey of women's empowerment for over a year now. And so I kind of equated it to Christmas, like it's another Christmas coming, and this will be like the third Christmas because I had the Christmas photo that you all take, so I know it's going to be the third Christmas. and, and so I'm so excited that we are continuing and we are growing together. On today's segment, we're going to talk about self-care. We're going to talk about empowering yourself. It's so important as a woman for you to do that. Oh, Ify, I just want you to take a moment and tell everyone about some of the things that you do before we jump right into the segment.
Okay, hello everyone. Good evening from Nigeria. I think it's still afternoon time in America. But welcome to the show. You're welcome to Women's Empowerment with our amazing Dr. T and I, Ify Ubah Madu. I'm an actress, I'm a content creator,
Mhm.
and I'm a filmmaker. Dr. T was just talking about my recent short film, and also is a documentary coming up, and that's what I do. I also do a lot of charity work with young girls and women, and also boys too. So these are a few of the things I do. I do quite a number of things, but at least these are the major things I do. So it's great to be here. It's great to interact with amazing women all over the world. Please let's make this session, this show, very interactive because it's about self-care. Self-care is a broad topic, and perhaps we might have a part two on this because we have quite a lot to talk about today, and we might not be able to cover everything. But please
Yeah.
keep your questions coming and keep your comments coming, and then we'll be glad to talk about it. And let's know your personal journey in self care, because especially as mothers, first of all, when you're a single lady, when you're in your teens, when you're 18, 21, the self care is like, say, 95%, 98%, 100%, but it drops steadily
Mhm.
as children come, and as children come, and
Mhm.
you have so much to do,
Yes.
taking care of the whole family. It drops at times 50%, some women 40%. They hardly have time for themselves, burnt out, they're stressed out, and it leads to a lot of other things that might not be
Mhm.
very healthy for women. So these are the things we are going to be looking at today.
Yes, and I'm so excited. I'm going on here and I'm adding, I feel like I'm adding everybody that inquired about being a part of the show on today. They wanted to be able to tune in. And so I wanted to make sure that they had the opportunity to tune in. I have like two more to add, and I will be done here with that. I'm just so thankful. If you tell us about your TV, you have a TV channel on YouTube. It's Ify TV. Can you tell me about Ify TV? Yes, your television station that you have on YouTube. Can you hear me?
Okay. On YouTube, yeah, I have shows on YouTube, and a couple of things I do. The show includes Real Talk with Ify, um, greatness series, and I'm sure a couple of them might be watching it. And it's talking about, I've also had topics on self-care, self-love, self-motivation, a couple of very interesting topics. So it's Ify Ubah TV, so you can always check it on YouTube and watch it.
Yes. And so I've been tuning over there and I've been looking. Um, some of the networks I'm learning how to do a lot of different things, and so we want to make sure in our global women's empowerment network that we're including some of the things that you're doing. And so a question that I had as a fan, I'm asking, are your videos public videos on your Facebook page where you can just add them? Well, if he went out, as soon as she rejoins us in the studio, I will add her back on. So what I'm going to do, because we've just been talking here as I've been connecting people that wanted to be a part of our show on today, they wanted me to include them. And so I wanted to make sure that I did that, that I did include them. We're talking about empowering yourself. Listen, the meaning of empowerment. The term empowerment has been hyped up, hear me today, devalued with a lot of jargon. Over recent years, it's been a shame the way that it's been used, because the word empower means for me to strengthen you, for me to encourage you, for me to open doors, for me to push through, for me to persevere. But a lot of times it gets caught up in a lot of other things that does not address women's empowerment. The two main meanings of empowerment are to authorize or to enable. So empowering yourself involves making yourself the authority on what holds true for you, what you want to do, and how you will do it. Then you have to claim that authority. That's what empowers you. In other words, you have to activate that authority, which gives you empowerment. Often our ideas of empowerment are stereotyped. They're things about things that may not address our own personal view of what empowerment is for us. However, if I can talk today, a truly empowered person, they choose to walk in their truth with things that they're trying to do. A lot of the organizations and women that Ify and I are working with, we work with groups where we are motivating, where we're helping build self-esteem, where we're helping to place you and be what's the word I want to say, mentors and models for those that are coming behind us, the younger ones, to also open doors for them, to be the person that's knocking down that wall for them so that they will have that opportunity. Oh, listen, as you become more empowered as a woman, hear me today, you will be able, oh my goodness, to walk in your truth, to feel strength, to feel authority over your life. Does that mean that you all of a sudden are very rude to everyone? You have no respect for the family makeup? None of that? No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying to you is something about feeling empowered that you can do it, saying, yes, it can be done. And yes, I can make it happen. For those women that are in third world countries that are doing the entrepreneurial program with Jane Betty there in VC Kenya, I'm so excited for them. We're going to feature their work in the new, if I can talk, Atlanta magazine that's coming out this month. It should be out by Friday. You'll be able to see their fashions of what they've been doing, but they've been empowered. Jane Betty and her organization, VC Kenya, have been working to empower those young ladies, and they have come up with entrepreneurial ways to make a difference in their life. I'm going to go ahead at this time and add Ify back to the show. All right, we added you
Yes.
back there. I'm learning how to just do it, do it, do it. And
Yeah,
so I
it's
stumbled
getting.
along there some as I was going over some of my notes that I have. I like to make notes, and I started sharing in reference to empowerment. Some of the things that what empowerment means, and how empowerment should strengthen you, how it should encourage you to walk in your truth, but it should also have you where you want to do more, where you want to take care of yourself,
Yeah.
where you want to align yourself with positive things in your life, where you want to make it happen for yourself. The thing that I had to learn as a woman, because as you stated, we have so many hats that we wear, is that it doesn't matter where I am, I still can be as productive. It doesn't matter if I'm in Texas, DC, Alabama, where I'm at. I can still make a difference in this world. I can still make a difference in someone's life. I can still be that mentor. I can still be that role model. I still can empower myself and believe that I can do it. And so on today, I'm so excited about how you're going to share with us about self-care here in a moment. I'm going through my notes, if you can see me rolling down this tablet just as quickly as I can to see if there's anything that I'm leaving out. The only thing basically that I had to share about just self-care, I talked a little bit about time management. With the last edition that we were on, we talked about time management. We talked about learning how to say no. We talked about having ourselves in a place where we can be empowered. We have to lose that woe is me, get out of the pity party kind of thing, and say it doesn't matter about my circumstance, it can get better. That's the thing. When I talk to a lot of girls that are in the third world countries, the VC Kenya, I'm dealing with Jane Betty and the young ladies there in the entrepreneurial program. And they are doing, listen, they are making it happen. They're coming up with different things for themselves, different fashion things. They're going to be featured in the Alanta magazine. It's a new magazine, part of TGE that I am introducing, that will feature their things just so that they will be able for others to buy their merchandise, the things that they're doing to help encourage them. And the money will all benefit them. There's no money that's going to be held at DGE. It's going to be money for them to make their lives better. They're young ladies, and you should see them. They are so busy making things happen. So they have really empowered themselves. I'm so proud of them. I've been working with them for a year now. Let's see. Anything else before I turn it over to you, Ify? Okay. I think that's about it. You could go ahead. It's your turn.
Okay. We are talking about self-care today, and self-care is a very important aspect of women's empowerment. We've talked about different type of women empowerment from your mind, time management, thinking positive thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
meditation, praying. We've talked a lot about it. So today we are focusing on self-care. Self-care is so important. And when you hear of self-care, don't think too much. Don't think you need to have $1 million to have quote the self-care. I was watching a documentary recently, and there are some spas you go to, you spend as much as $60,000 per week
Whoa.
just
We
to
need to go
be in
there.
different types in Italy, and my mouth was just like, oh, really? Can there really be, amazing places like this, really, that people could go to and they spend a lot of money? So don't think in the aspect that, oh, I need to, it doesn't take so much for you to take good care of yourself, for you to practice self-care. It doesn't need to
Mhm.
take too much. So, and also, but what it needs from you is commitment, the discipline to say, yes, I'm worthy of this. It's
Mhm.
something I deserve. Those are among the affirmations we've been talking about, and
Mhm.
Dr. T has also been talking about. When you say to yourself, you are beautiful, I'm beautiful, I'm worthy, I'm loved, I'm cherished, then you know that you also need to take care of yourself. And
Mhm.
then there are different aspects of self-care. You can even do a 30 days challenge. Maybe we
Mhm.
might do a 30 days challenge for the women in the Facebook group. So that's something amazing coming up,
Yeah.
especially during holiday time.
Mhm.
Holiday time, in quotes, for women, is supposed to be a time to rest and enjoy. But we find out
Mhm.
that we are so busy in the kitchen, busy with family, busy with shopping, getting gifts, wrapping gifts, sending gifts, and then forget about ourselves. And
Mhm.
then it's January 5th, when it's 2 days to resume at work, we're like, why didn't I rest? And then we want to get obsessed with everyone. No, it shouldn't be the case. So perhaps we might do a 30 days self-care challenge for the women in December or November, whichever time it will be okay with Dr. T. So we'll set it up. And then there are different aspects. The first one really is the spiritual aspect. The spiritual aspect, like what we always say, is so important. Your prayer times, your quiet
Mhm.
times, your times of meditation.
Mhm.
You need to fill yourself up first before you can fill your children, your husband, your mother-in-law, father-in-law, your neighbors. So you need to be filled up first. So your first aspect of self-care is the spiritual aspect. So it means at times you might need to wake up a bit earlier than normal if your kids are in school, but if you're yet to have a family, children, you could
Mhm.
just be the normal time you wake up. When you wake up, you focus, you just do your meditation, times of praying, journaling, having gratitudes, having time of singing,
Mhm.
worship, and praying, and then
Mhm.
before you get on with the day. And then the second aspect is also the physical aspect. The physical
Mhm.
aspect is important because, as the Bible, quoting from the Bible from Apostle Paul, he said,
Mhm.
bodily exercise also
Mhm.
profit. It might not be so much, he said little, but
Mhm.
bodily exercise also profits. So the physical aspect of self-care is
Mhm.
also as important as the spiritual aspect. Most women, maybe because they're in ministry, they at
Mhm.
times they put more of their energy in the spiritual aspect, leaving out the physical aspect. So at times, I know I've been in meetings whereby the senior pastors or the general overseer will
Mhm.
say you need to take out time for the physical aspect. It's
Mhm.
not just about the praying or at times long periods of fasting. You need to
Mhm.
know that it also has an impact on your physical body too.
Mhm.
So depending on what you do, if you travel a lot, meaning that you don't always eat at home, you eat in different places, you need to take care of your physical body.
Mhm.
Okay, and one of the ways to do that is exercising.
Mhm.
You need to get an exercise routine.
Mhm.
Yes, November is 2 months to the end of 2022, but you can start. It's not late. You can start from somewhere. You don't need to wait to January to start.
Mhm.
Just start, whichever way,
Listen,
twice a week.
listen, Ify, I had been Pastor Troy. He has to constantly work with me in reference to the physical exercise part. I've adjusted with the eating part a lot from what I used to eat. I'm from Alabama, steak and potato girl, bread, starch, and so I've had to adjust, to all of that, changing that. We're eating like ground turkey and stuff, and I'm loving it. At first, I was like, "Oh my God," but I'm loving it. And we have exercise equipment, and he'll get on it, and he'll ride. And so he's been really encouraging me and pushing me to get on there and work out with him. And so, I've been doing that. And I thought about what you just said. A lot of times we wait to January 1st to start, but we could start like right now. There's nothing stopping you from right now. And so he's been encouraging me. If you, oh my goodness, if you were here, you'd be like, "Oh, come on, girl." And but I'm, striving to do that. But a lot of times, one point that you did say, when we're working on the spiritual part, and we're so busy with that because I have so many different aspects as a senior pastor, as a bishop, as a network owner, as a magazine owner, so many things, as a singer, that I lose time in there. And before I know it, it's time to go to bed. And so I've been trying to include in my schedule, the workout, I was doing really good, and then I fell off the wagon. And then sometimes when you fall off the wagon, it's hard. I'm transparent. You fall off the wagon, it's like hard to get back going. But I have to tell you, I say every time, all I can do is start again. That's what you can do. And so I'm talking to somebody that may feel like, hey, I can't do this. This isn't going to happen for me. Well, Dr. T is right on here with you, and I'm a pastor and all those different things. And I 100% agree with you that we get so caught in the spiritual aspect that we miss the need for physical self-care.
It is most of the time it happens. So we need to remind ourselves or have people to remind us,
Mm-hmm.
friends, family, like what you just said about your husband
Mm-hmm.
reminding you to get on the treadmill, do your
Mm-hmm.
exercise daily. So it helps when you have people close to you who constantly remind you about exercising. Then if you feel exercising could just be a bit like boring, or sorry, just a minute. Yeah, if you feel that exercising is not
Mm-hmm.
might just be maybe you're not so motivated to do exercise, why don't you try dancing? There's
Mm-hmm.
the Afro gym club,
Mm-hmm.
salsa, there are hip hop, there's hip hop, there are all kinds of
Mm-hmm.
dancing,
What if
you
you
know.
can't dance? What if you
Yeah,
can't?
yeah,
What if you
yeah,
can't
yeah.
dance?
Yes, everyone can dance. Everybody can dance.
I'm
So
telling
there's no
you.
excuse. If you can't do the treadmill, if you don't have gym equipment, if
Okay.
you don't like taking long walks or jogging around your area, you can
Mm-hmm.
dance. You can dance in your living room. You can dance, anywhere in the house or outside. But just dance and move your body and sweat a bit, and get that's a very good important aspect of self-care. And then getting quality sleep.
Mm-hmm.
As women, we are most of the time we are the last person in the house to go to bed,
So true.
because most of the time we have to clear the kitchen, do
Mm-hmm.
make sure the kids are in bed, make sure what they will need for school tomorrow is done. But every other person just goes to bed immediately after dinner, and then we have to put the house in order before going to bed. Otherwise, in the morning, the house is going to be in a mess.
Yes.
So, and we don't like it. So, but as women, we need quality sleep. So it
Mm-hmm.
means that maybe weekends, if you're a working mom, you don't work from home, if you need
Mm-hmm.
to go to the office, it means that you need to take your weekends seriously. It means that it's not every party you must attend on
Mm-hmm.
weekend. It's not every get together you must honor our weekends. So your
Mm-hmm.
weekends, Saturday, Sundays, after church,
Mm-hmm.
then please take out time to rest. Rest means rest, not resting with any other thing. Just rest. Rest your mind, close your eyes, and please rest. Okay. And
I
then
need you here with me then, because I'm not doing that. I'm listening to you, and I'm like I think I'm not doing. Even though we did this subject, I think it's a great subject for us to talk about, because I'm seeing a lot of times when people won't share, but I'm seeing a lot of, even when I think I'm taking time doing self care, that I'm not, because I'm one of those people at night before I go to bed. I agree with you wholeheartedly that I want the house to be like really neat and together. And I mean, when I go to bed at night, I want everything done so that when I wake up in the morning, the kitchen is looking the way I want it to look.
yeah.
My husband gets up early. He's a school teacher and he has to be at school. So, I want him to wake up and it's pleasant. Home is supposed to be a happy, loving place for your spouse. A lot of people, they don't think that, but yeah. And so, it was so special for me. On Mother's Day, he wrote a thing. He took a little chalkboard thing and he wrote a message, and he talked about how meticulous I am in the house and how he thanked me for that. And, that I was not just a good, wife, but, I was a good mother to our kids and all of that. But he just appreciated how our home looked. how our home smells. I have the potpourri stuff going that, that I made our house into a home and that is beautiful to him. And so that was, as a woman, a married woman with my family, that was so, to me, that was like one of the best things that had been said to me, even though I do all the other things. That was very important to me because my family comes first. So what I have to do on Sundays after church, when we're done with everything, I have to close my eyes. It's not okay to bring the laptop and act like I'm relaxing and do the laptop. So I'm not resting in my Ify if I'm doing the laptop. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I said all that to say that. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. It's so we need to be true to ourselves and say when we want to rest, we are actually resting because it's part of self-care. And you can see so far what we've talked about, you are not spending a dime, you're not spending a dollar, you're not spending any of your currency, pounds or naira.
Mhm,
It's free. It's something you can do easily. And then eat healthy, drink enough water,
mhm,
okay. Now this sixth one when it comes to physical, getting a massage, pedicure, manicures,
mhm,
some people can do it at home if you
mhm,
can. If you can do it yourself, DIY is fine.
mhm.
But otherwise, you can go to the salon, the spa, the nail bar, and make yourself feel good, okay? And then the second aspect is the mental aspect. We've talked a lot about positive thinking, affirmations, but self-care mentally, it's really important. There's also talk about mental health awareness, which is the reason why there's a lot of suicide, depression, excessive stress, panic attack, anxiety, and so on. So one of the things you can do is that perhaps when you are doing house the house chores and doing things in the house, cleaning up everywhere, you could
Mhm,
listen to your favorite song.
mhm,
You all have favorite songs or favorite playlists. So
mhm,
just put on your playlist, put it on the speaker, the surround house speaker, and just do the things in the house and smile, cooking and you're listening to your favorite
mhm.
song. The
Well,
process of cooking is easier. Yeah,
yeah.
you don't feel you're working. Yeah,
Mhm,
enjoying yourself and moving yourself a bit at the time. Before you know it, food is ready, the
mhm,
house is cleaned up, and or if you can listen to your favorite song while exercising, like what we said, if you like the dance kind of songs, you can put it on and dance. So you are working, taking care of yourself mentally and as well as physically. If you want to listen to your favorite song while exercising, these are the ways to go about it. And
Well,
then read the book.
I have to make you laugh, Ify. I'm sorry. I have to make you laugh. Listen, my
Okay.
favorite thing a lot of people don't know is that, my children know and my husband know I love Beyonce. Okay. I'm a Beyonce fan. So because my name is Benance. She's Beyonce and I'm Benance. I gave myself okay. And then we laugh about that because I'm like the worst dancer in the history of the world. I'm not a great dancer, but I like to put on her music and I go in the kitchen and I'm cooking, and I'm going and I'm
Yeah.
making it happen for myself. I mean, I listen to, I think all of the songs, they said people that are part of the Beehive. I'm part of the Beehive for for Beyonce. And I just like her voice. I'm not like, because some people are like, oh my goodness, no, I like her voice. She has a very strong voice. I'm an artist myself and I sing. And so she has a good, strong voice and great vocal range. And so I like, her music, the clarity of her voice, those things, the beats. And so it's easy to cook dinner and hop around. And that's what I'm doing, literally hopping around. Ify is it's
Yeah. Yeah.
hilarious to see because I can't dance, but I wholeheartedly agree with you that it makes a difference, not just in me cooking and doing that, but it changes the mood. It takes it sometime from dreary to positive. Whereas I
Mhm.
started out thinking, oh my goodness, I got to do this. And by the
Yeah.
time I'm done doing this, I'm in a happy mood. I'm ready to go, and I'm just like, wow, moving around, moving my shoulders. Husband's laughing some of the times when he's here, but it changes. It makes me open up the curtains, let the sun shine in. It just really gives a great positive vibe. So I agree with you there.
Yeah, yeah. It's something that just in case you don't have the house speaker, perhaps it's
Mhm.
something you should get. I think it's almost
Mhm.
the Black Friday sales in America. So in
Mhm.
case you don't have a speaker, home speaker or home theater, perhaps you could just add it to your list. And
Mhm.
then quickly we can go to reading a book. We have a book club,
Mhm.
and then one of the ways to take care of yourself mentally is by reading a book. So
Mhm.
I'm sure maybe before the end of the year or by next year we'll have a proper schedule for our women's book club. So
Yes.
so to also encourage you to read a book a month. So
Mhm.
we are also going to look at it. Then something very important is decluttering. Declutter your living space.
Mhm.
Like you said, Dr. T, she's a very meticulous person. She likes everywhere neat. But not everybody can be like Dr. T. We all
Mhm.
have our weaknesses. At times we throw clothes all around the bed. And especially if you are not yet married,
Mhm.
at times you just want to push the clothes aside and lie just on
You
a side.
hit my weakness, Iffy. You hit my weakness. My weakness is the closet. That's the one place that's horrible for me. I go in there sometimes and I'm like, I can fix it up and like get ready for one thing, and I'm like, what happened in here? So that's my one area. It's amazing that you said that. That's my one area that is like, oh, my husband doesn't say anything, but I can see him looking at me like, because his side of the big closet is like very neat. He has his t-shirt, shirts, different things hung up. It's very neat. My side of the thing is like, is there a cyclone or something? What's going on over there? Because I will just put this stuff and I go, oh, I'm going to put it back. And then, but the rest of the house is meticulous. But that one area is my area I have to work on. So I've got to declutter my closet. Okay, that probably means getting rid of some stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, it's actually a weakness with a lot of people, including me. At times, I really have a challenge with decluttering space.
Mm-hmm.
But something I've learned as I'm going along is that when you have a neat space, it's easy for you to be more creative.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm a content creator, so everywhere around me has to have a certain level of neatness for
Mm-hmm.
me to think creatively on what to do, on the next movie to make, writing a
Mm-hmm.
story, writing a script. I can't productively, effectively, efficiently do all that in a cluttered space, in a
Yes.
dirty environment.
Mm-hmm.
So women at times we just need to look on the inside. You might want to type in your comment now if you are having challenges with it. Maybe we might have a special episode on having your
Mm-hmm.
living space clean and decluttered. So whenever you are going to watch this episode, you can put maybe if you are having challenges with keeping your living space clean, it's not really easy, but it's something that we can walk you through. It's something I have to deal with every day, but I know that it just has to be where I am has to be neat for me to be
Yes.
efficient and effective daily. Things I
So,
need to create,
so
content
if
I need.
he, so what you have, if he in my house, you have every other place in the house is like immaculate. I mean, immaculate. And you go to my closet and you go, who lives here? Because so I'm getting better. It's a thing of I have the things hung up. It's not a matter of that. It's a matter of when I'm going through to put on things. I'll hang things on top of the things where I can see the different colors and what I'm going to do. So the next thing you know is shoes coming down, and then it's just like, oh my God, what's going on here? And then when you get through and you're trying to get dressed and get ready, you come back, you're like, okay, I'm going to do that tomorrow. Well, you get into the other routine, the vacuuming, the cleaning, the dusting, all the other stuff, the cooking, all of that. My office stays neat. Um, And then by the time the nighttime comes and it's time to go in that closet again, I'm like, I'm going to do it tomorrow. So I've got to stop putting that off, and I'm going to go ahead and declutter it and just give some things away. I could donate some things, and that would be a blessing to
Yeah.
somebody else's life, because I'm not wearing them. They're just all in there. But that's what I'm going to do. Thank you,
Yeah.
Ify. Thank you, Ify, for that declutter phrase on today. It has helped. This has really helped me. Now I don't have to feel bad about my not being able to dance. I can hop around and dance, and I can
Yeah.
declutter my closet. So yeah, and
Yeah.
when we do different things, a lot of people, they don't like to have fun when they're doing things. I do. I like to be very open, very transparent. I like to make it an enjoyable event, anything that I participate in. But a lot of that is just from, I have a sense of humor. You have a sense of humor. And so sometimes it turns out really funny. You can go ahead. I'm so rude. I apologize. Go ahead.
No, 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 it's fine. It's fine. And you know, a dear man of God I was listening to, said, your mindset, it will certainly tell out in your environment. So I
Mm-hmm.
think women at times, if the first step dealing with decluttering is actually from your mind,
Mm-hmm.
really, it means that there's a lot of cluttering in the mind. So once you declutter your mind, it's easier to declutter your living space. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll leave it at that till we are ready to treat an episode on taking
Yes.
care of a living space. And then
Mm-hmm.
the fifth one under the mental care is
Mm-hmm.
avoiding toxic people and places. As Christians and as women, we talk a lot about places we should be, places we shouldn't be, people we should talk to, people you should tell your dreams to. It's not
Mm-hmm.
everybody you want to share your dream with. You
Yeah.
might want to share your dream that, okay, I want to make a profit of $100,000 by
Mm-hmm.
June 2023. Some people will laugh and mock and shame the person and say it
Mm-hmm.
will never happen, not with the tax laws, not
Mm-hmm.
with the economy rates, the prices of gas. They're going to
Mm-hmm.
say all sorts of things. So you
Mm-hmm.
need to know who you spend time with.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the times, because we say taking care of yourself also involves meeting with people, having friends, and then we mix it up together and say because we need people around us, we accept toxic people around us.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm women, because we don't want to be labeled as single parents, we allow toxic men in our lives, and they
Mm-hmm.
keep talking us down, saying
Mm-hmm.
that maybe the best thing they can ever do is just the 9 to 5 job, or
Mm-hmm.
they can't, keep a job for a month or 2 months. You don't need the wrong people around you. So that's why one of the things we did is setting up the women's empowerment group
Mm-hmm.
on Facebook. If you are yet to join, please join in, because it's a place where you would meet inspiring women.
Mm-hmm.
If, for instance, physically around you, you don't have the inspiring people you need, but on Facebook and our group, you meet the inspiring people. You will hear what they have to share. You will see their live videos. You will see, tips from Dr. T.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of times I also put up content there. So be inspired all the time. And please stay away. You can make a decision to stay away from people who don't believe in what you do, who laugh at you, who say you can never make it. Just make a
Yeah.
decision to stay away from toxic people. That's part of self-care, and it doesn't cost you a dime. It's free. You don't need to
Mm-hmm.
take a loan for it. It's just totally free. And then, we talked about music, we talked about singing. It's also
Mm-hmm.
very good for us.
Very.
And then quickly, we could talk about the emotional aspect of self-care. The
Mm-hmm.
emotional aspect, you could add, we talked about earlier, the spiritual aspect, which involves prayer and meditation. Most people will say they pray, they meditate, and they do that journaling. What I've started from February this year was having a gratitude journal. So
Mm-hmm.
every morning I make a list of 10 people, 10 things I'm
Mm-hmm.
grateful for. And I
Mm-hmm.
did it consistently, and I've seen remarkable changes. So it's something that we can do. Most people do morning and night. Most people do night, depending on their schedule. You choose how you want to, but journaling is an important aspect of self-care. And then you say positive things. We talked about affirmations. Yeah, if no one says you're beautiful, tell yourself you're beautiful. We all have a mirror, and I'm sure mirrors are very cheap everywhere. So
Yeah,
look,
they are.
look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm beautiful, I'm worthy, I'm blessed. God loves me. Always have it in your mind that you are loved, you're cherished, and then laugh. Most of the time, we don't
Mm-hmm.
always go to watch a stand-up comedy show or comedy
Mm-hmm.
center or the night show to laugh.
To
You
laugh.
can make yourself happy. You can
Mm-hmm.
laugh.
You
Laugh
can.
and laugh out loud and
Mm-hmm.
be happy. It's one of the easiest ways to have, you don't need to go do the face, surgery, face up,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
laugh it up, all the lines, the wrinkles, most of it will fade
Mm-hmm.
away. And then
Mm-hmm.
practice forgiveness. Practicing forgiveness could also be linked with the spiritual aspect. You
True.
know, when you let go, when you forgive,
Mm-hmm.
it releases you. It releases you mentally, it releases you emotionally, it releases you spiritually, and you feel free, you feel happy, you have less fear and more love. The Bible will say, "Oh, no man nothing except the love of God." You don't need to hold grudges. Just be free. It also improves your health when you practice forgiveness. So
Mm-hmm.
another important aspect is expressing how you feel. Now, this is important in marriages, in business partnership, and
Mm-hmm.
in different kinds of partnership. If you're in business with someone, a profit-making business, and you feel your partner is not putting in as much work as you are, instead of holding it in and
Mm-hmm.
frowning and getting stressed out, why don't you sit down with the person and explain and say, we share this, the profits 50-50,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm doing 90% of the work. Can you
Mm-hmm.
meet me halfway? You don't
Mm-hmm.
need to hold it in and then, complain to every other person and get
Mm-hmm.
things messy. The same things with marriages, the same things with children, relationship with cousins and all that. If you tell them how you feel in the most respectful way, it doesn't need to be a fight.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to turn out to be a fight, but tell them this is how I feel, and then not just say this is how I feel, but see the solution and make sure that before you stand up for or leave that meeting, there's a solution and your relationship with the person only got better, not worse. Because
Yeah.
if the relationship gets worse, it means that there could be a bit of unforgiveness, resentment, which is also bad for your self-care.
Yeah.
So always try that when you are expressing yourself, telling them how you feel, that you leave a solution, you provide a solution, and then you see how you can work things out. Okay,
Yeah.
then do things that makes you happy. Your hobbies. If you like to sew, Dr. T has told me once she loves to make crafts,
I do.
flowers and things like this. Do things that make you happy.
Mm-hmm.
I like to do creative things too. I like to paint. I like to
Mm-hmm.
draw. You
Mm-hmm.
know, there are things that make you happy. It's part of
Yeah.
self-care. And then celebrate your wins. If you have targets, if you're into marketing, if you own a salon and you've never had 20 customers in a weekend, if you have 20 customers in a weekend, please celebrate your wins. Call your
Mm-hmm.
salon staff together, get drinks or get coffee or snacks and celebrate your win. Okay, you deserve
I
it.
agree with you 100% about learning to celebrate your wins. Um, this past couple of weeks, I celebrated 20 years as being the co-founder, along with my
Yeah.
father and mother, of Meriwether Global Ministries, and I put it out. Okay, let me tell you, one person came back. You don't always get. That's why you have to be careful who you share with. Everybody doesn't celebrate what you do. I was surprised somebody came back, instead of saying congratulations, they came back with something else that they were doing, just like I hadn't even said it. I was like, oh my goodness. But the issue is that I 100% agree with you. We have to be careful who we share our dreams with. We have to be careful with, how we view what we do as well. Because in that sharing with negative people, they will downplay what you do, and you'll start, if you're not a strong person, you'll start to feel like, well, maybe I am trying to do too much. Should I be trying to do that? And you'll start to question things. Um, Bishop T.D. Jakes made a statement one time that stayed with me, and I've put this in my life to work. I put it into action. He said, if you're the smartest person in your group, you need to get yourself some more friends. Do you understand? So what that means is that it causes you to continue to grow. It's not talking about your friends. It's talking about, in order for you to get to where you're trying to go, you have to have people around you that have that vision, that are capable of helping to push you to where you're trying to go. A lot of times people feel like, oh, you think you're better than us. No, it's none of that. Is that I'm trying to fulfill the destiny that's before me. I'm trying to walk in that and do what I've been called and purposed to do. It has nothing to do with anyone. People forget each person is on their own walk, their own journey. You know, even though you
That,
may get married and all those different things, you still have your own aspirations and things as a woman that you
yeah.
want to do. I just love with Pastor Troy. I've been blessed, and I can see with your husband as well, that they incorporate the things that we do, and they have an appreciation for that as well. We're not just out here by ourselves trying to figure it out. So I appreciate that part. But as a woman, stay on that road, and do the things that you want to do. Be careful of who you tell your dreams and share them with. If he told us we got to declutter some stuff, I got to declutter some stuff. Our mindset, I love that. It's our mindset. I'm telling you, I can't tell you how many times I've had people say no, and in my mind is saying yes, but I will question it, because somebody that I have respect for will say, it's no, don't do that. And sometimes it'll hold me back, and then when I step out on faith and do it anyway, it's a very positive thing. And those around me that were positive, they'll be like, I was waiting on you to do that. I was wondering, when were you going to just take ownership and do that yourself? So on today, all of this has really just helped. I've been taking notes. That's what I've been doing, Ify, so that I can go back. Because it's one thing to hear great information, but it's another thing when you hear it and you apply it to your life. The biggest thing with growing, the biggest thing with getting better in your life, the biggest thing of moving from here to there is life application. If you can apply it to your life, you can watch it happen. You said in February you started a gratitude journal, and I'm sure it took you on a great journey this year. You've been like things that you didn't notice before. You're so grateful, for them. I've been doing a grateful journal now for about 2 years, and it's the little things. So many times I just have to stop, and I'm going, wow, I took that for granted. But God, I thank you for that. I've learned to be a little more kinder in some areas, because when I'm working on things, I can be kind of strict, like, let's do it this way, more open and available. So that, my husband especially will want to work with me on the things that I'm working on, because we do ministry together as well. And so I'm so happy from today that I got a chance to be transparent and share, and that you brought great information that we can apply. For those that are watching, in an hour, this will be available on LB Network, where you can see it. And you'll be able to share it, or you'll be able to go out to the YouTube channel, LB Network, and you'll be able to see it. As well as we've already shared it to our global women's empowerment on our purpose women there, and it'll be on our global empowerment network as well. This is quite a journey, Ify. I thank you so much, because there's a major time difference there. And so you're always having to take some time out from your family. It's probably time for a baby to be in the bed, And I appreciate you so much making this sacrifice for us. The internet really worked well today from there. I'm so appreciative of that, that you were on and we were able to see you. But the things that Ify is doing is so wonderful, helping young ladies, helping young men. She's really making a major difference there. And so we can grow wherever we're planted. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can make a difference, but it starts with you. And so all you have to do is do it. When Ify and I started, she wasn't making movies. Now she's making movies too. She's not only an actress and a content creator and all of that, she's now making movies. That's like a major step. But I'm sure it was a process to get to that. But a lot of it came from self-care, believing in yourself, yeah, and structuring your life where you can make that happen. So I'm so excited, Ify. Thank you so much today. I look forward to us next month, us coming on to share again in our women's empowerment series. I wanted to make sure if there was anything else I wanted to share. If he talked about self-determination and affirmations, so start each day, with a positive affirmation to yourself, like you said, I'm beautiful, I can do it, I can make it happen. Include your devotional time, your yoga time. Listen, I got to learn how to do yoga. My mind is so very busy. I've got to learn how to just try to do it, but because it looks like it's so peaceful. So it's something I'm going to have to learn how to do it. But I want you to know on today, when you take care of yourself, you'll see one thing that you notice with Ify and I. When you take care of yourself, when you're in a happy space, your life is happy. You can laugh, you can smile, things are positive. Life is just like, oh, everything opens up, it's possible. You think to yourself, I can do this, it's possible. But it's all with the mindset. Are there any closing words you have to say, Ify, as we prepare to close?
Yeah. I like to encourage all the women today to please, in their spare time, they could watch this over again. And if they know anyone who really need this video, please share the video with someone, and help to inspire your friends. And if you're having a girls group meeting, a women's group meeting in your area, you could share this video or watch this video in your meeting. It would really, really inspire someone and help someone to be better. And I know there's so much coming up with
Mm.
Health Network, and we are excited already. So I'm also looking forward to next month and all the major programs that will be coming up on the LV and women empowerment. And then congratulations again, Dr. T, on 20 years.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I've just been trying to stay the course and been, very excited. Most things that I started doing, I didn't wound up doing them with the idea to do just that. I started out just working, doing something, and it kind of led to that. I guess that's why I push so much when I'm talking about that you can do it, you can make it happen for yourself, is just start doing something. Some of us, we don't not doing anything because we want to, have this or that, but we don't have the money to do it or the idea to do it or the way to do it. So we don't do anything. I guess what I'm saying on today, get started doing something and you'll be surprised where this journey will take you with just making that first step. And self-care is a great first step to start with. I mean, I can't tell you how many notes I took, Ify. I was just writing away here, that I'm going to incorporate into my life. As well as I have to tell you, it's such a joy to always come on with you. You're very happy. You always share information that help us, and I appreciate that. I appreciate your family allowing us to have you on with us. Tell little baby, I call him little baby. Tell little baby I said hello, love him, your husband as well, and I want you to have a very good evening. And so, if there's nothing else, until next time, Ify and I, we want you to be blessed, and we look forward to talking with you again on next month. All right, bye
Yeah.
bye.
Bye.
Bye bye in Nigeria.
Yeah. Bye.